What is up, everyone? It's BetchaGame75 here today, and today we're playing Sakura Succubus 6. This is the 6th installment, and it's here today. Let's get started. Oh boy, this is the 6th one. We're still back in Artoria, so this is like Artoria Part 2 of the series. So this is Sakura Succubus 6, and we're back here in Astoria, still here. Now let's get started with this. I'm dreaming of, or at least, I'm thinking of, I think I'm dreaming. My body feels light, like I'm drifting through the ocean, my weight even more insubstantial than a jellyfish's. I think that's about me. My eyelids fluttering, but I can't see much of anything. It's pitch black. It feels a bit like I'm falling through a void. I reach out, trying to grab a hold of something, and as I do, I hear a voice calling to me somewhere within this darkness abyss. Hiroki, that is you, isn't it, Hiroki? I've missed you so much. It's not like I care about you or anything, dummy. Well, it has been a while, I suppose. We already know who this is. We already know. Make that two voices. Ah, look at my eyes widen. The darkness about me dissipates, and then, boom. Look who it is. I see them standing in front of me, two women that I know very well. One of the women has short side hair, while others sports long, seriously long, or so I've often thought, pigtails. Both of these women are wearing skimpy outfits, which can come complete with fluttering, bat-like wings and twitchy tails, and they both have horns sprouting from their scalps. They are pretty. They're very pretty, downright adorable. In fact, but it's obvious at a glance that they're not ordinary women. They aren't even humans. They're both succubi, not that anybody else knows about this. To the world at large, these women are like our IQ and Ayu, and Cosmos Moretti. Ayu, a famous idol, and Cosmos, a popular rapid pound star. I mean, she was getting pound though. They're both well known. Ayu for releasing cutesy songs which sells like hotcakes. Cosmos for posting photos of herself online, wearing, well, not very much. Though these girls have been legions of adoring fans, I know Cosmos has even more rapid pound followers than Ayu does, a fact which has caused Ayu no end of irritation. None of their fans know about their real natures. I think I might be the only guy in Japan, no, the world, who knows what they really are. Ayu and Cosmos were born as succubi, and they both answer to the ruler of the succubus realm, Yui. They both possess magical powers, but they can only use their powers if enough humans are adore them. I mean, that's what succubus are. While succubus can maintain their forms in human realm by being intimidated with other humans, they can also sustain themselves by being loved, which is, in other words, requires them to be popular. Most succubi therefore have positions of importance, be it as singers, models, actors, sports stars, or successful CEOs. I know a lot of succubi, and each of them falls into one of these categories. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm with Ayu Cosmos now, so I better focus on them. So is it just my imagination since this is a dream? I suppose this is all figment of my imagination. Or do they look a little sad? Ayu's mood changes all the time, so seeing her frown isn't too unusual, but it's rare for Cosmos to look so dispirited. The pair of them are holding my hand. Ayu's taking the right, Cosmos the left. They stare at me, their jewels like eyes fridging with their long lashes, and say, "Don't get the wrong idea, alright? It's not like I came to check up on you because I've been missing you. I really couldn't care less, not at all. I was just wondering how you've been." You're so useless. I can't imagine you know how to get along without me. Now, Ayu, don't be like that. I know you wanted to see Hiroki too. You told me yourself. You don't have to lie about your feelings all the time. Doesn't that make you sad? Ayu pouts, then turns her nose up in the air. Like you care about my feelings. But I do care about them. You know I do. We're best friends for a reason. Best friends? Ayu scolds. Since when we were friends? Full stop. Let alone best ones. You're getting way too ahead of yourself. Hey, you two. I look between Ayu and Cosmos, perplexed by their disagreement. This is a dream, right? I was certain this was a dream. At least, but Ayu and Kazu's interactions feel way too realistic for that. I might be a photographer, but my imagination's not this good. I can't conjure up arguments as an innate Ayu and Cosmos on a dime. What's going on? I'm asleep, aren't I? Oh yes, that's right. You are asleep, indeed. Then, this is a dream. Not necessarily. Wait, what? So I'm just still awake then? I beg your pardon? What? I beg your pardon? I blink. If I'm asleep, then this must be a dream, mustn't it? It's a dream, yeah. But that doesn't mean this is the real. Cosmos and I are here, and we're talking to you. Just not with your physical bodies. Still, Ayu gives my captive hand a squeeze. It feels realistic enough, doesn't it? It sure does. This is getting kind of freaky. Then, are you both talking to me in my sleep? Bingo! You're right on the money. Wow, I shake my head, or I guess my dream self does. In actuality, my body's still lying in bed, curled up beneath my sheets. I think I get it. You must be using your succubus powers to speak to me, right? Exactly. I thought we should utilize them every once in a while, else you forget what we really are. Cosmos and I are succubi, don't forget. We have the ability you puny humans could only dream of. Well, I am dreaming right now. I replied with a worried smile. So what's up? Something must be important for the pair of you to drop in like this in the minds of one of my REM cycles? You must have something major to tell me. If you could have sent me a text or an email. You're right about that. I use my phone a lot, but there are some matters so important only face-to-face communications can cut it. I'm an awkward person, so I prefer talking online, but when it comes to you... Cosmo leans towards me, but her breath warmed upon my cheek. You're special, Hiroki. I like you so much. I would far rather be able to see your face when we speak. Talking across a long distance doesn't feel right. Wow. I shiver a little perturbed by Cosmo's closeness. It really does feel like I'm standing with Ayu and Cosmos face to face. Two-Face, having a conversation, though given the nebulous nature of our surroundings, I'm not sure where we're standing exactly. Somewhere in the void. The void has gotten awfully sparkly, though since Ayu and Cosmos saw fit to materialize themselves, I wonder if that's their doing. I like this. It feels more intimidate. Intimidate is one word for it, yeah. Personally, I think this whole experience is a little freaky, but well, I thought the same thing after Cosmos broke into my house that one time. What's breaking into somebody's subconscious at the point of stuff like that? I should be used to this kind of thing. So, did something happen? Yes, it did. Ayu missed you. She said she couldn't stand not being able to see your face, so she came to see me and... Hey, Cosmos! Ayu glowers at Cosmos, her pretty features twisting with obvious embarrassment. Don't tell Hiroki that. He doesn't need to know. But he asked. As his girlfriends, shouldn't we tell him the truth? You might be the content to be this loser's girlfriend. Ugh. If it wasn't used to Ayu's acid tongue, I might brag at being called a loser. I know Ayu well enough, however, to know that she's not being serious, at least not wholly. If she was, she wouldn't be squeezing my hand as tightly as she is. But I'm worth much more than that. Hiroki is nothing more than my cameraman. A cameraman that you can't keep away from? Who says I can't keep away from him? I only decided to check up on him out of the goodness of my heart, in case he was feeling lonely. I'm doing this for his sake. So you say. Cosmos frowns. But as far as I recall, you've been crying to me every night this week, wondering when Hiroki will come back to from Astoria. Did you say only yesterday? Cosmo clears her throat, then launches into her best impression of Ayu. Oh, Cosmos, I'm so sad. I really can't take it anymore. Hiroki's been gone for so long. He'll definitely fall for another girl. He's so handsome and he smells so good. I bet all the European Succubus will flirt with him and then... Shut up! As a scowling red-faced Aya retorts while slamming her foot against Cosmos. This might be a dream, but I guess our bodies have some sort of heft to them, and the abilities to feel pain too because Cosmo yells. Hiroki doesn't need to know all these things. It isn't relevant. Besides, you're exaggerating. I'm not that insecure. Hey, Ayu. Noticing Ayu's discomfort, but how can I not? It rolls off her like waves. I caress the top of her head. You don't need to feel ashamed about your feelings. You can confide in me. I won't judge. What? Are you sure? I'm quite sure. I like talking to you, and I gotta admit, I was missing you and Cosmos a little too. You were? Ayu looks at me skeptically. But why? Have you been busy spending time with Hifumi and Hazel and Marina and that fancy European princess? I'm surprised you have enough time to think about me at all. Hey, of course, I've been thinking about you. You and Cosmos are important to me. And while I won't lie and say I've not been having fun in Astoria, I'm looking forward to be reunited with you. You don't have to worry about that. If you're checking up on me because you're afraid I might have gotten bored of you, then there really is no need. My feelings for you aren't going to change. Not that easily. Really? Ayu brow furrows. But didn't you agree to go on a date with that princess girl? Well, about that, I don't bother asking Ayu how she knows about my plans with Stefania. There's no point since Ayu's a succubus. There's a non-zero chance that she might have read my mind. I don't see the point in trying to deny this, either not when it's the truth. I need to take this in my stride. I am going to on a date with Stefania, yes. Stefania? I scuffs. I can't believe you're on the first name terms with a princess. How shameless can you be? I quite like it. I'm glad my boyfriend is so desirable. Steffi has good taste. And now you're calling her Steffi? Though you've never met her, you're being awfully overfamiliar, aren't you? But, though I like Stefania and I think she's cute, our relationships won't diminish the feelings I have towards the pair of you. You'll always be my favorite idol, Ayu. Not that she's up against a particular stiff competition, given I'm not big into idol music, and you'll always be adorable girlfriend. Cosmos. That I reckon will have a bigger impact on Cosmos than calling her my favorite lewd model. So you could both rest easy. No matter where I am or where going on in my life, I'll never get bored of you. Really? Shyly, Ivy glances at me. Do you mean that? Every single word. The three of us can go on a date together if you want. When I get back to Japan, would you like that? A date? Cosmo stares at me, her eyes sparkly, her tail. I can't help but note twitches at prospect like a puppy's. That sounds like fun. I want to go on a date with you, Hiroki. It feels like it's been a long time. I'll have to pick something cute to wear. Don't be stupid. You don't own any cute clothes. Only shameless ones. Shameless clothes can be cute too. You expose far too much skin. You ought to be careful or Hiroki will think that you're easy. I'm not easy. I'm very selective when it comes to my partner. I've only ever dated Hiroki before. You're just too difficult, Ayu. You need to learn to say what you really think, or you'll never be happy, which is a shame. As your bestie, I want you to thrive. I wish you can it. With the bestie stuff, Ayu pouts, and I couldn't care less about what's going on some stupid date. I'm not going to get excited by something so simple. As a mature lady, Ayu, mature? Please, even disregarding her general attitude, the way she dresses is way too cutesy to be grown up. I have sophisticated tastes. I'm not happy about this at all, but, well, Ayu demurs as I knew she would, her eyes fixed upon mine. I appreciate the effort, I suppose. Thank you for always being so thoughtful, Hiroki. I'm glad you don't think of being too clingy. And I'll look forward to seeing you when your trip from Astoria is over. I hope you have a good time. I'm sure I will. And I wish you the same, too. Don't miss me too much, okay? As if I would. Don't get too ahead of yourself. I'm not crazy about you or anything. A regular to Sundari. Here, Ayu's voice drops to a whisper. Not that I'm crazy, at least. As for me, I'm not like Ayu. I don't mind being honest about my feelings, so I can tell you this up front. I am crazy about you, Hiroki. You're the best boyfriend in the whole wide world. Now I should go. I need to pick out my outfit for our date. Let me help you with that. Do you want to? Kazuo beams. That's so nice of you, Ayu. I'm not being nice, moron. I'm just worried if I let you choose an outfit on your own, you end up in something completely, utterly unfitting, just like that stupid cat-made bikini you wore to my beach house. What? I thought my bikini was cute. Your sense of cute is rather different from everybody else's. Your tastes are utterly bizarre. Ayu snorts. If the three of us are going to go on a date together, I'd like you at least to look like a normal person. I don't want us getting a lot of stares. Is it bad if people stare at me? Yes, it is. We're not meant to draw attention to ourselves, stupid. And besides, it's embarrassing. I don't want people to think I'm friends with a weirdo. So, are you admitting that we are friends? Yes, I mean... Ayu hazily backpedals, her face flushed. No, we're not. I don't care about you. Not at all. Cosmos, who's even more familiar with Ayu and her mood swings than I am, giggles. That's really nice of you, Ayu. I'm glad you care about me so much. I don't. Stop putting words into my mouth, you dummy. Cosmos and Ayu both begin to fade from viewing taking Ayu's one-sided bickering along with her. I guess the dream they sent me is coming to an end, and with it, my consciousness begins to return. Oh boy. I blink my eyelashes trembling and then... Sarah? Miss Urasawa, are you awake? Ah? Oh god. Who is it? I start my eyelids widening as I roughly find myself put into the world of the living. Though in the case, shaking might be the most accurate word to use, I can feel a pressure about my shoulders and my fingers curl against my skin. My body shifts up and down, not a last of my own volition, and the back of my head hits against my pillow with a dull thump. It feels a bit like I'm enduring an earthquake. I blink, white spots flaring momentarily across my vision, then stare. Then blurriness about the frames of my vision eventually dissipates, and when it does... Uh-oh. Miss Urasawa. I eventually see what, or in this case, who was causing my discomfort. A very pretty, almost porcelain face, however, hovers above my own, in which are a set of a pair of bright red irises lined up with full white lashes. This doll-like face is framed with masses of curly hair, which tumbles about a pair of slender shoulders clad in a black dress. A few strands of this loose hair brushes against my cheek, almost like an embrace which makes me shiver. I know, of course, who this face and who this hair belongs to. This is Elizabeth's last name, redacted, a maid who works in the service of historian royal family. Elizabeth is fiercely loyal to her mistress, the Princess Stefania, as she would, from what I've gathered, her after spending time for her, sacrifice her life for her lady's sake. Elizabeth isn't engaged in any particular death-defying feats right now. However, she's doing nothing more strenuous than trying to get me out of bed. I appreciate her attentiveness, although, hey, somewhat awkwardly, I survey Elizabeth. She's looming over me, her thighs pinning me in a place on the mattress so I can't escape. As far as I wake up calls go, this one is pretty intimidating. Do you have to straddle me like that? Oh, Elizabeth raises an eyebrow passively. Do you have a problem with our current positions, Miss Kurosawa? It's a bit awkward, yeah, especially first thing in the morning. If anybody were to walk in on us like this, they definitely get the wrong idea. Oh, you don't need to worry about that. Nobody will come in. I've made it quite clear to the other maids that I shall be the only one to service you in the mornings, Miss Kurosawa. Service me? I repeat this dumbly, a hot flush spread across my face. I don't think Elizabeth means that in the sensuous matter. At least I don't think she does. But this particular turn of the phrase is conjuring up some pretty lewd imaginations in my depraved mind. I don't suppose it helps that not so very long ago, Elizabeth, and I really did get all up close and personal in my bathroom. Yes, service you. What? Elizabeth affirms with a nod of her head. I would not let any of the place's other maids, well, meaning though they may be lay a finger upon you, they are not worthy of attending you. You are a special guest of miladies, as such, you deserve to be treated with the best milady has at her disposal, namely myself. Phew. I whistle. You're awfully confident in your abilities. Should I not be? I know my worth, but as a maid and a woman, as should you, there's nothing I would not do to appease you, Miss Kurosawa. Alright, if I had any doubts before, they've since been expunged. It can be hard to tell with Elizabeth, given that she tends towards the emotionless, but I'm pretty sure she's trying to flirt with me. There's nothing else this could be. Still, I do not wish to command all of your attention. Not this morning, at least. Your presence is wanted. This is why I came to awake you, and why I choose to employ such an unconventional method in doing so. It is of paramount importance that you arouse yourself as quickly as possible. Oh? I blink. What's going on? Do you not know? Elizabeth examines me skeptically. The lady is waiting for you, and I'm sure you do not wish to keep her on tenterhooks. I spoke to her the night prior, and it seems she is most looking forward to your date today. She is so very excited. It will be the height of rudeness to delay matters. Oh, right. I nod, realization at long last dawning. I think I must have been pretty out of it for this to slip my mind. That hyper-realistic dream I had about Ayu and Cosmos I planted, as I can now perceive by Ayu and Cosmos themselves, must have scrambled my mind. I can remember everything now, though it's all falling into place. Still, I understand that, though I didn't know how Stefania wanted me to take her out on a date today, we didn't make any concrete plans. I didn't realize that Milady was being serious. Elizabeth narrows her eyes. Please do not tell me, Mr. Kurosawa, that you made this promise with Milady willy-nilly with no intention of actual upholding it. Milady has been eagerly anticipating this date all morning. She was so excited. In fact, she awoke at the crack of dawn, when the clock had only but struck 6. Turning her down now would be an act of utmost cruelty. I came to her, crushing her poor fragile heart beneath your unworthy heel. As Milady's top mate, I cannot condone that. If you cause Milady pain, then I shall amplify said pain twofold and inflict it upon you. What? Hey, yo! Is she trying to... Okay, this is something. Elizabeth Pale's fingers sink into my shoulders, just hard enough to hurt. Do you want me to insert pins beneath your fingernails, Mr. Kurosawa? I might appear daintily, but I assure you, I am strongly enough to manage feats which would make a demon blush for the sake of preserving Milady's smile. What? No? Of course I don't want that. Jeez, Elizabeth. I scroll back in my bed. Covers are rumbling about me. I get to my feet, stagger as I do so. I'm not about to turn Stefania down. I'm excited about this day too. I'm just surprised. It's all about the timing. I didn't think we'd be going out so soon. And Elizabeth's eyes narrow. Is that a bad thing? Do you not wish to spend your time in Milady's company? Now that I say that, Not in those exact words, I suppose. Then don't go leaping to wild conclusions. I get that you care about Stephania. Your loyalty is remarkable, really. But I'm not some scumbag who's about to take her for a ride. I'm just tired is all. I had a pretty intense dream last night. Didn't get much sleep. I'm still kind of dazed. That doesn't mean I'm not happy about all this, though that couldn't be further from the truth. I think I'm a pretty fortunate guy. All things considered, that a cute girl like Stephania has taken such an interest in me. If I seem hesitant about all this, that's because I can't help but feel like I'm not worthy of spending time with her. Elizabeth presses her lips together in contemplation. I suppose you have a point. Lady is a princess while you are nothing but a commoner. What? Yeah. You don't have to spell it out. However, Elizabeth's expression softens, then once more she praises me. For a commoner, you are rather considerate. I'm happy to hear that you are thinking of milady despite my threats. Yeah, threats. Okay. Am I to take it you have no qualms in spending the day with milady then? I've one or two qualms, I guess. Some of which involve my fear that the paparazzi might find out about this and publicize our relationships with the Astoria's princess, and others of which involve my newfound fear Elizabeth might gut me if I fail to satisfy Stephania. But what the heck? I'm not about to make Stephania cry. If she wants to go on a date with me, then I'll do my best to satisfy her. It's the least I can do when she's been such a gracious hostess. Wonderful. I am pleased to hear it. I will hasten to inform milady of good news. You should really get dressed first. However, you can hardly speak to milady in that sloven state, not when you're going to go on a date. You need to make a good impression. I know, Mom. What? My tongue. Just give me a little while to get ready, okay? I'll give you 15, no 10 minutes. Keep milady waiting any longer will be an unpardonable crime. What the hell? An unpardonable crime? Yes, she's crazy. She's crazy. What the hell? Jeez, please don't make me break your kneecaps. Oh my goodness. What kind of a maid did Stephania hire? This is wild. This is beyond wild. What? What in the hell? Right. I shuddered. Elizabeth's voice so staid, I can't tell how serious she's being. Wow, she really inflict bodily harm upon me if I take a second too long with my morning ablutions? I thought Elizabeth was a sensible woman, but I'm starting to think she might even be scarier than Yui. Nah, Yui's beyond. Yui is worse, because Yui can send you down to her realm and then you'll be dead for sure. Elizabeth, I know she's being scared, but not in the way of Yui's, but Yui's worse than Yui, and than Elizabeth. I wash my face and brush my teeth in double quick time, mindful of Elizabeth's threats, then pull on a set of clothes warm enough to insulate me from the wintry winds. Freshly dressed and ready to go, I then reconvened with Elizabeth, who was waiting for me dutifully outside my bedroom door. And Elizabeth then escorts me through the expansive hallways of the palace and down an impressive set of steps to ground the floor. This is the same route I've been taking a numerous times during my stay in the palace and has become almost familiar to me. I don't necessarily need Elizabeth's guidance, but I accept it nonetheless. I'm only too aware that, as a maid, Elizabeth takes nothing more serious than her duties towards A. Princess Stephania, B. Princess Stephania's guests. I'm a bit fearful that if I were to shrug aside Elizabeth's offers to help with a churlish I could do it myself, I might offend her. I see any reasons to make enemies with Stephania's dearest ally, so I choose instead to comply with her. But eventually, we make it a parlor where Stephania is waiting, and the moment I see her, oh, I feel what little breath I still poses after my walk through the palace, leaving me. Stefania isn't attired. For once, in her blue and white gown, repellent with the teary, and she isn't wearing her wispy Liliet nightgown either. Stefania is clad instead in a sweet dress with a bell-shaped skirt which fans out about her thighs like the head of a flower. To complete the look, she's wearing a thick cable knit cardigan, and her blonde, fluffy hair is tied back into two girlish pigtails. Stefania's outfit is comprised with a pale blue mint green shades with a lot of white thrown in for good measure. Her skirt is short enough to off her slender legs, which are clad in a pair of white knee-high stocks. Her overall appearance isn't at all scandalous. If I had to describe Stefania's outfit in one word, perhaps I'd use cozy. She looks incredibly fluffy. When she dressed as a princess, Stefania gives off a certain air of regal authority. And these clothes, however, she looks much more like an average girl next door, the sort who'll be willing to pour you a glass of barley tea and listen to all your work-related woes. Look pretty that much is undeniable, but it's in an innocent, unassuming sort of way, which makes my heart melt. I thought Stefania looked good in her nightgown, but I think I might have to reassess my previous opinion. This outfit makes it apparent that she does in fact look good in everything. Oh, Hiroki! Stefania greets me shyly when I enter the parlor, both her hands clasped at her front. She didn't seem at all abashed at last night's after she happened upon me in her nightclothes, but now she looks much more self-conscious. She's so awkward, and in fact, she's having a genuine trouble meeting my eye. I wonder why. She's actually wearing more clothes than she was last night. Why then? Is her face so flush? It is. Very good to see you. What do you think about my outfit? I think you look great. Gosh, the way how she feels right now, like, you really can tell by the look of her face. She's like unsure of this whole thing right now. I actually with a pause, earnestly enough. I'm not sure what else there is for me to say, really, other than a more bombastic, "You look freaking amazing," which would probably embarrass Stefania more than she is already. Like, everyone, when you're about to like make a comment to a girl, don't just say this. Don't say "you look freaking amazing." Don't say it, because that's gonna ruin the entire mood or probably the date itself. Do you really think so? Stefania looks down at herself uncertainly, running across her fair face. I'm not accustomed to dressing in clothes such as this. In the palace, I usually wear fancy gowns and dress that my mother picks out for me, and I, of course, my Tyra. Without all my finery, I feel somewhat naked. Olivia assured me as she helped me dress this morning. That's all girls wear, clothes such as this when they go on dates, but I'm uncertain. I know so little about the world outside the palace. It's impossible for me to say what normal and what isn't. This dress. Stefania picks at the hems of said dress. Do you think it's too short for me? It's perfect. It's the perfect length. Just like a child. No, it's fine. I reassured Stefania while smiling. I think it's the perfect length. Do you really think so? It is somewhat short, yes, but that is simply how women wear their skirts nowadays. It is fashion statement. Wear the hem any longer. Would you be taken for one with knowledge of modern trends? You don't want to look like your grandmother, Lady Gertrude. Do you? Oh no, perish the thought. I would like to look hip and trendy. Is that what the youths of today say? But think there should be some limits. Stefania continues to tug at the hem of her skirts, all the while wearing an expression which borders on anguish. A sudden gust of wind will be enough to expose everything. I guess that's a possibility. Yeah, but don't worry. If you're scared about exposing too much, I can lend you my coat. It should be able to cover most of your up. That is very kind of you, but would that really be alright? Sure, we're going on a date, so it's my job to see to it that you're comfortable. My coat is yours for taking should you ever need it. You only have to ask, milady. I drop Stefani and exaggerate a bow. I'm only joking, really, but Stefani seems to take my words in earnest because she smiles. Why, thank you. That is very kind of you. I feel a lot better now. I'm still anxious about this gift. It sits so strangely on me. But well, I suppose that is the point. I asked Elizabeth to sue me something quite unlike my usual clothes, so nobody would recognize me. This is part of my disguise. Oh, did you make this outfit yourself, Elizabeth? I indeed did. The lady asked me last night that I prepare suitable clothes for today's date. Not wishing to disappoint her, I stayed up all night researching various fashion trends and colliding them in order to craft something that would show off all her charms. Jeez, what a dedicated maid. God damn. Dedicated to her service. I mean, I know most people would do this, like one day do something like this at night, but damn, she is so dedicated. Once I had a pattern down, I set to work procuring the fabrics for my stores and sewing everything together. I was kept so busy I had but a scant hour of sleep last night. An hour? My eyebrows shoot up my forehead in surprise. That's kind of intense. Aren't you tired? Somewhat, yes. My own feelings of exhaustion, however, are immaterial. I am really happy to see my lady looking so lovely as I knew she would. If she asks, I would gladly give up all my sleep for her sake. That is, she extent of my feelings for milady. She deserves nothing less being so charming. I agree, Stefania does look cute in her outfit. But you need to take care of yourself too, Elizabeth. Maybe you should take a nap today. If you can, I'll look after Stefania in your stead. So don't fret. I'm sure I can show her a good time. Oh, Hiroki, you're so cool. Stefania sighs breathlessly. I swayed, I think, by my reassurance. Elizabeth, meanwhile, looks similar appeased. A small smile captures her lips, and lightly she says, were you any other man, I would question your words. When you speak hence, however, I cannot help but feel reassured. Perhaps I will take you up on your kind offer and allow myself to rest. I hope only that the pair of you enjoy yourselves. There's nothing that makes me happier than your happiness, milady. Oh boy. Sometimes later. Goodness, Rosenberg is so astounded. I have no idea how lovely it was, particularly during this time of the year when the ground is all frozen. It looks just like the scene from a storybook. Cheerfully smiling, Stefania glances about the paved city streets, her pale blonde hair fluttering with every step she takes. It's a cold day despite the wan sunshine which shimmers through gaps in the clouds, and a gentle breeze nudges the ends of Stefania's hair and hem of her dress. It's a wonder she isn't cold. I feel cold, simply looking at her. She's displaying quite a lot of her thighs. I asked Stefania whether she's alright. I've not forgotten my earliest post. When her coat. If the moment she arises, she refuses laughingly. Oh no, I'm quite alright. Thank you for your concern, though, Hiroki. Are you sure it's pretty nippy today? Yes, I suppose it is. I'm used to it. Though Astoria is a very cold country, even our summers are mild. As a child, I used to play out in the snow drifts with my nurse. I loved going sledding in hills. I would often end up stuck headfirst in the snow. My nurse had to uproot me like a turnip, and she'd shake the snowflakes from my hair. I never mind, though. I thought it was a good deal of fun. And you never caught your hypothermia while you're playing outdoors? Well, Sakura smiles coyly, her fingers linked at her front. Maybe I did once or twice, but I never suffered from very serious ailments. We historians are hardly bunch. Might look it, but I'm very strong. Stephania flexes her non-existent muscles, which makes me smile. If Stephania were even slenderer than she is, her arms would be like sticks. I don't think all that Karuta has done much to help her tone her body. Really, though, it's been a long while since last visited Rosenberg. It looks much the same as it did when I was a girl, but it seems even more exciting now. I wonder why. Maybe it's because you're not with your servants today. Yes, that might be so. When I was a little girl, my nurse accompanied me everywhere. Then, when I grew older, Lizzie became my new companion. I spent so much of my life with Lizzie, I can't recall the last time I set foot outside my palace without her. I appreciate her company, of course. She's a very deaf friend of mine, but dear friend of mine. Stephania sighs wistfully. Sometimes I wish Lizzie wouldn't baby me so much. I've grown a woman. I'm more than capable of looking after myself. Other girls my age aren't accompanied by their maids when they go outside. They have much more freedom than I do. Well, you have that freedom now. I'm about to tell you what you can and can't do. Not unless you get some truly crazy ideas into your head. Truly crazy. Such as shaving off all your lovely blonde hair, I guess, or running away to join a circus. I don't think Elizabeth would be happy if I let you do that. Neither would your parents. Oh my. Stephania giggles. I cannot deny I have wondered what it would be like to be a trapeze artist, or how it would feel to ride on the back of a tiger through a flaming hoop. Stephania, no. But Stephania grins, her green eyes gleaming coyly. I think going on a nice normal day with you sounds more enjoyable than all the grand old adventures in all the world. Ah, I see, so she was just teasing me. Stephania's more mischievous than she might look. Her curved smiles is downright impish. Jeez, I saw my shoulders slumping. It's so cold, my breath escaped my pursed lips in a translucent cloud like mist. You almost gave me a heart attack. Don't say scary things like that. I've never had to look for a princess before. It's pretty heavy responsibility, as it is, without you making it worse. Sorry about that, Hiroki. Still wiggly, Sakura loops her arms through mine. Alright, so everybody, that's the end of today's video. Part 1 of this series, going up on my channel. Thank you everybody for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.